Hey guys, and welcome back to Battlefront Updates and another weekly Ahsoka discussion episode. Episode 6 dropped earlier today or last night, depending on a bit where you live. So I figured, like every week, we would have a little bit of a discussion on it. Hello to Jenna Shine, how's it going, man? Good to see you in the stream. Hope you re-downloaded Battlefront like you said. Martin, hello there. Bertie, hello there too. Hope you guys are doing well. Night Wizard 63. And John, hello there. Long time no see. Hope you're all doing well this Wednesday. Yes, it is Wednesday. Drary, hello there. And Luke, good to see all of you in the chat. Patrick, hello there. How is it going? Mad Titan as well. Oh, nice, Jenna Shine. I don't know. Well, the EA app has actually, I would say I've had considerably less issues with the EA app than I did with the Origin app so far. But, you know, it's still an EA app, you know. I very much enjoyed the episode, Bertie. I very much did. Cov Jonas, hello there. And Biden and the gang and David, hello there. That was awesome indeed. There was, I don't know, they're just delivering with this series, if I'm going to be honest. And it seems like I don't think I've ever seen this much positivity around, like, sure, Mando season 2 and Andor was still, but yeah, it's like, what did you think of Thrawn, and did you think he was quite fat? I did actually a little bit react on that, like not negatively or as in like, but yeah, I did notice he had a bit of a stomach, which I don't think he had in the animated series, and especially now if they're like kind of low on food and resources, but he seems to have bulked up with the stomach. Not like, yeah, I did actually react to that. Thy King, how's it going? I do not have an Ahsoka toy, Bertie. You're only on episode 3, Mad Titan. Well, if you don't want spoilers, I would recommend tuning out. But what I can tell you is that you've basically got the best 3 episodes to go. 4, 5, and 6 are definitely the best episodes in the series. I'm not saying the first 3 aren't good, but you're in for a treat. I'll tell you that much. Great. The voice and the lines were perfect. I mean, we already knew Lars Mikkelsen could play Thrawn from Rebels, but I thought the acting was spot on. The writing, like the calm demeanor, he knows exactly what to say, even when he's presented like new and like sometimes it almost makes me think like, has he just planned out every line in his head, which makes sense because he's very tactical, he's very smart, he likes to know all the facts. But even when he gets presented with new facts, like, you know, Ahsoka is on the way and Sabine is here, he still knows what to say. He just like instantly thinks out what to say. I don't know. It just fits his very clever mind, you know. Thrown in the dad bod, indeed. Yeah, he is older. That's a good point. It's great to see Thrawn. And that intro when he arrived with Chimera, his Star Destroyer. Whew, like I was watching it with I have a pretty good speaker system, and I was watching it really early in the morning, and I had fairly actually increased the volume a little bit just in case. And then when the Star Destroyer arrived, it was like shaking my entire apartment, and I was like, whoa! And then the you know the what's it called, the organ, is that what it's called, the instrument in his theme, like, it's just epic all over. Like it kind of feels like he saved up the fuel and everything for 10 years just to make this epic like entrance, you know. Yeah. That's actually, yeah, I agree, Mad Titan, on the whole leaving a map to where you are like Luke did. That didn't really make sense. This map makes more sense because it's not a map to Thrawn, but it's basically just an old map to Peridia, which has been there for thousands of years. So it's more like, it's more like, yeah, it's a map to the other galaxy where Thrawn happens to be, which makes a lot of sense. Instead of saying this is the map to Luke Skywalker, it should have said this is the map to Ahch-To, or this is the map to an old Jedi temple where we know Luke is at. You know, that makes more sense than actually saying it's a map to a person, I think. Yeah, that was goosebumps indeed, John. I fully agree. Yeah, I think seeing Rebels definitely makes it even more exciting to see. But I think it's fun, like my parents are watching Ahsoka, and they haven't seen Clone Wars, they haven't seen Rebels, so they have no reference to any of these characters, and they're still really enjoying it. My cousin, on the other hand, just finished Clone Wars, so he said he was starting to appreciate some of the references more since he's now seen Ahsoka, he's seen the Night Sisters, but he hasn't seen Thrawn or any of the other Rebels characters, so he's like halfway there, if you know what I mean. But yeah. Yeah, it really portrayed the size and scale. I agree. Like it really, it showed how big the Star Destroyer actually is. It's good, but in my opinion, I would still rate Andor better. Drari, I'm kind of willing to agree with you. It depends a bit on like, out of simply a dramatic, like a drama writing, acting point of view, then yes, I would say Andor is more consistently good. Whereas, you know, part of Star Wars is like the epic moments, the epic music, the characters we know. That's part of Star Wars. So that's why like episode 5 and 6 of Ahsoka for me is like it peaks higher than what Andor peaks, but Andor is more consistently good, if that makes sense. Like if someone told me you can only watch Ahsoka or you can only watch Andor, you can only pick one, I would still pick Ahsoka, even though I know Andor out of like a filmmaking standpoint is better. Does that make sense? Yeah, I didn't follow the zombie trooper stuff either, Patrick, but it feels like, you know, this Night Sisters are just reanimating. I mean, like we saw in Clone Wars, they reanimated the Night Sisters. They basically juiced up both Maul and especially Savage Opress with Night Sister magic. And that could be similar to what they're doing here. How's it going, Yoda Fluffy? Yes, Jenny Shine, I fully agree. Do you recommend watching Ahsoka? I haven't watched it yet. Yes, I do. I mean, I would say 99% of anyone who is a Star Wars fan will enjoy Ahsoka. If you just enjoy, like my parents, you know, if you enjoy Star Wars, you enjoy a new interesting story. Yes, you don't need to have seen Clone Wars and Rebels, but if you have seen Clone Wars and Rebels, you will definitely uh, enjoy it even more, if that makes sense. I was hoping Thrawn's voice would sound slightly older with the 14-year-old time gap. I honestly not really something I reflected on. I kind of feel like, I mean, 14 years from a voice perspective is not really a big deal, to be honest. That's like, I don't know. That was definitely not something I thought about at all. I think the Night Troopers are zombies. I mean, it's hard to say. Are they just completely dead and reanimated, or are they just like humans being boosted up by the Night System magic? Because it doesn't make sense, in my opinion, that the entire like army of stormtroopers died. Like, you know, it's not like, oh, Thrawn is the only alive person, and then it's just like thousands of zombies. That doesn't really make sense either. Plus, I felt like Enoch, he's like captain of the guard, he acted a little bit too much too alive to be a zombie, if that makes sense. Like all the zombies we've seen has either not spoken at all, been very like zombie-like, but he actually spoke, he took orders, well, Maruk did that too, but you know, compared to like the reanimated Night Sisters in Clone Wars, he actually spoke to Sabine, so it's tricky, it's tricky. If you could pick anything from the Star Wars universe, what would you make a new live action series about? I'd honestly love to just see Clone Wars, you know, with like Ahsoka and Anakin. But otherwise, I would love a live action series that shows Palpatine and Darth Plagueis, and like Plagueis training Palpatine and their search for immortality, as well as the political side of actually gaining power. It would be very hard to cast a young Palpatine, but I think it can be done. Um, Even though it would be hard, definitely. And obviously, I kind of feel like Dave Filoni has to be in charge of it. I mean, they did a good job with Andor, so Dave Filoni is not the only one who can do good Star Wars stuff, but uh, yeah, it's tricky. Yeah, I really hope Ezra freaks out when Sabine tells him the truth, because you know she basically threw away his entire sacrifice, and I thought it made sense that he questioned her, but and she was like, "Let's talk about that later." But once she does tell him, he better be pissed, you know. That's awesome, Yoda. Hope you found some servers, because the windows were smashed. Did they have trouble to breathe or anything, or just? Oh, you mean the windows on the Star Destroyer? I mean, yeah. I mean, I would imagine. I mean, we don't know exactly. They might have ended up very close to the planet, to Peridia, so they could just go down into the atmosphere instantly. But yeah, probably they had some issues when they first arrived. Is the plot more interesting than the plot of the sequel trilogy? I think so. I mean, like I've said, I don't think the overarching story of the sequels, with like Palpatine's return, with the rise of the First Order, that as a base isn't a bad idea. It's just executed very poorly. It's rushed into it with no world building, no backstory, no cohesion behind the three movies at all. That's the problem. So it's almost like all the Mando stuff, the Ahsoka stuff, that makes the sequels story-wise more interesting, because we get some backstory to it. But yes, the story, they actually give it time. They give the characters time to grow and the story time to grow. So I think it's way better than the sequels. Yes. What do you think will happen to Thrawn towards the end of the series? I'm guessing they're gonna be like, they're not gonna be able to stop them. My guess is that, you know, maybe like there's gonna be some clash next episode, but I think I think Thrawn with the Night Sisters, with Morgan Elspeth, are gonna warp back to this galaxy, or their galaxy or whatever, and then Ezra and Sabine will be stuck there with Shin and Balin, and then Ahsoka arrives, and they're gonna have some clash or whatever. That bigger power that Balin's skull is talking about, they're gonna face. I've seen theories about it being Abeloth, someone from Legends. But whatever that force is, they're gonna confront that. There's gonna be some conclusion, and then maybe the season is gonna end with whoever survives out of those five traveling back on Ahsoka's ship to the galaxy, and then that's over. So I don't think we're gonna see what happens when they're back in our galaxy this season, but I think that's something they're gonna save either for season 2 or for the movie that Filoni is planning. So I think the next 2 episodes will be played on Peridia, with some conclusion to whatever it is they find on that planet. And I don't think they're gonna I think it would be too rushed if they get back to the galaxy, they have a fight with the New Republic and such. I agree with you, Patrick. Ezra was never my favorite character in Rebels. I wasn't a huge fan of Ezra. Uh, so I'm kind of liking him more in live action, to be honest. Connor Boy, how's it going? Yeah, I wonder. It seems like they had a lot of like gold Catherine in in Peridia, because obviously both the troopers and the ship seems to have been fixed with gold. I kind of like how they patched up the Chimera to the point where you can still fly and obviously go around that galaxy, but uh, it seems like it's not like fully capable because the ion engines at the back, some of them were broken. I hope it's not Abeloth. Yeah, I don't really know what Abeloth is, other than I read up today a bit on it, and it seems like Abeloth is like the mother. Like we have the father, the son, the daughter from Clone Wars, and then Abeloth is like the mother, who is somehow connected to them. It would make sense out of the point that we've seen a lot of hints regarding the father, the son, and the daughter, but I think it gets too complex when having that kind of stuff. But I mean, we've already seen World Between Worlds. We've seen Ahsoka. We've seen Night Sisters. We've seen Anakin. I feel like they're just nailing everything, because everything they've put out so far from animated into live action has made me really worried. Like, oh, how's Ahsoka gonna be? Oh, it's World Between Worlds, Thrawn, Night Sisters. But they're just nailing it. They're doing a really good job of translating it from animated to live action, at least in my opinion. I haven't had any issues with any of it. So, but I think as soon as they start introducing, like, the father, the son, the daughter, and such, that's gonna be some weird ass stuff, Malachi, I agree. They actually did have showing in some theaters for episode 5 in the UK and the US. I really wish that was the case here, but in Sweden, but unfortunately not. I think Ahsoka probably stays there. You think so? I don't think so. I feel like either all of them escapes on her ship with the Purgil, or they. I mean, I don't think they're gonna kill off Ahsoka or strand her. To be honest, rare glue. I think the red cloth pieces are, yeah, showing some type of allegiance with the Night Sisters, but it could also be like, I don't know. Some people have said that it's like that they're like reanimated stormtroopers, so that's just keeping the armor together. So whatever that gas is inside of them can stay. I don't really know. I still don't think. I don't think some people have called them like gas troopers, or that Maruk was just gas. I don't. I don't think they're just made up of gas and an armor. They're too strong for that, to be honest. I just more think it's a juiced up human or a juiced up reanimated corpse. Like Savage. When Savage dies from Palpatine, the same gas pours out of him and he kind of shrinks, but he's still there. Like, he's still a Sabrock that was juiced up. I think it's the same with these. They're either dead stormtroopers or alive stormtroopers that have been juiced up with Night Sister magic. They're not literally just gas within an armor. At least I think that would be stupid and unnecessary. At least Anakin will be in episode 7 and 8, so we might see more world. Do we know that? I think, I mean, we know that he's going to be in one of them at least. There's already lines that have not been used, but yeah. I'm willing to agree that out of all the characters, Balin might be the most interesting, just because of his origins and his like still unclear goal. Um, I really like Balin. Did you like the hyperspace? Yeah, I that was one of the few CGI things that I at first when we saw I was like when we saw I think it was the absolute first scene in episode 6. I was a bit like, oh, it looks maybe too colorful or something. It wasn't exactly what I expected hyperspace to look like, uh, but it wasn't bad. It was just not what I expected. I agree. There wasn't much action, but there was a lot of a lore and story. I fully agree. But yeah, I Thrawn was just I don't know, it was so good. Yeah, the new rock people were a bit goofy. They're probably like my least favorite part of the episode, to be completely honest. I mean, I like when Star Wars introduces new creatures, like that wolf thingy. That was pretty nice, but I don't know. The rock people, they're probably not gonna play a big role, I'm assuming, but they were like not my favorite creature design, to be honest. Ninja Turtle dudes, indeed. Yeah, Peridia was pretty creepy with the entire like literally the ring around Peridia is just corpses. Like it's just Purgil corpses and bones. Tell me if I've gotten this right. Thrawn and Ezra ended up on Peridia where some old Night Sisters lived, and because they knew some magic, they were able to communicate to Morgan Elspeth. Okay, I'm assuming you're sending another one, but yes, so far that's correct. That's how I am understanding it too. Uh, Dark Souls, part of me thought that was dumb, but then I also felt like Thrawn is incredibly clever, and I'm assuming that the reason to why he hasn't killed Ezra yet is because Ezra is still a Jedi. He's smart, he's strong, and I'm assuming like Thrawn doesn't really he holds vendettas, but he's very clever, and he already said that they had like when he said prepare two squads. Morgan Elspeth was at not more like no, our numbers are dwindled. So I'm assuming he might have tried to hunt down Ezra and kill him, but realized he lost a lot of troopers and he can't really get any new troopers when he's stranded there. So he was like, all right, Ezra can't really do much damage to me, so I'll just leave him be, and my main goal is just to come back to the other galaxy. Like that's like just clever. Instead of wasting resources and troopers on trying to find Ezra, he just skipped that. And now we had a chance to be like, all right, maybe Sabine can find, because I mean he still thinks that at the point where he sends Sabine that no one else is coming, no one's able to actually arrive here. So he's just like, okay, we can send Sabine after. Maybe we can Balin and Shin, who also I don't give a shit about. Maybe they can kill them all, and I'm rid with them. And if not, who cares? I'll be out of here and they'll be stuck here anyways. So I think that makes sense based on the fact that he did not think anyone was even able to follow them. Because, I mean, he obviously got to know about Ahsoka coming after he already sent them away. So that particular one, I for some reason, I usually like, I'm very like, I hate when illogical stuff happens, even if it's Star Wars, which isn't supposed to be logical. I think tactically speaking, basically everything Thrawn did made total sense because he does not give like if they like you said if they get stranded or if they get killed, it doesn't really matter to him. He's not gonna have to worry about them when he comes back to the other galaxy, anyways. So and plus he doesn't care about Shin or Balin either. So I kind of I think it makes sense. Where did Thrawn find the Imperial Destroyer? He was transported with it. I'm assuming you might not have seen Rebels, but the last thing that happens is that the Purgil, they transport his ship, the Chimera, together with Thrawn and Ezra in it, all the way to Peridia. So basically the entire Star Destroyer warped to Peridia. That's why he has the Star Destroyer there. My cousin actually asked the same thing. He was like, "Wait, how did he get a Star Destroyer there?" And I was like, "Okay, yeah. Obviously, if you haven't seen, if you haven't seen Rebels, it might be confusing." Martin, I think that's correct. Yes, I mean, I'm assuming they communicated with Morgan Elspeth and told her there is a map that our people hid that shows the way to get here. That's exactly. I mean, that map seems like it's something the Night Sisters might have hidden away a very long time ago, and yeah. How Ahsoka found out about the map, I don't really know though. Yeah, they had a lot of like samurai references, like you said with the raiders, and then the Enoch, the golden faced trooper, kind of felt like the Roman like the Roman gladiator. Let me see if I can find the one I'm thinking about. Oh wait, that's not from. Isn't it? What's that called? The Rome. Oh wait, wrong. Gladiator. The movie, Gladiator. The Champion, is that what it was? What it's called? I don't remember. But there's a character that has like a yellow. Oh my god, I'm getting a mobile game. Gladiator, the movie, The Champion. Oh yeah, this guy exactly. He looked just like this guy. Open image in new tab. This is kind of how the guy looked. What time did you wake up for Ahsoka? I went up at like 8 a.m. because I realized there's not really any point in me making videos like super early in the morning. Why did Thrawn and Ezra go to a new galaxy? I mean, basically, it was a last-minute resort. They realized they couldn't, Ahsoka. Ezra befriended the Purgil, and he realized that they couldn't beat Thrawn, like military-wise. So, in a last-minute effort, he just told the Purgil to just warp us away from here. And I don't think he knew they were going to a different galaxy. He was just like, get us out of here, kind of. They could have ended up in another part of the galaxy. They could have ended up, well, like they did. So that was up to the Purgil, I guess. Oh yeah, BG, good point. She did find out about the map from Morgan when she arrested her, and yeah, she even said that she interrogated her and used some unorthodox methods, right? Yeah, the Chimera is a ship. The Chimera is a Thrawn Star Destroyer. It's called the Chimera, or just Chimera. Hello to Kumar, how's it going? Oh, no worries, Jenishine. Yes, I fully agree. Balin and Shin has a very interesting relationship, and I've got a feeling that since he seems to have a different goal and potentially a goal that does not align with the Night Sisters, I don't think they're not gonna work more for Morgan Elspeth. I think he's gonna go after his own goal, and who knows, he might even team up with Ahsoka, and yeah, we'll see. It would be cool to get a flashback of when Ezra and Thrawn arrived on Peridia, but I don't know if it's necessary, and I don't think so. But yeah. Thank you very much, Kumar. I appreciate it. It was fun. Biggest... what's that even called in English? Cup? No? Like the thing you get when you... Yeah, I don't know. Trophy. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Thank you. Oh, Patrick, I completely forgot about that. That was like early in the episode, so that was a Hyang saying in a galaxy a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. That was yeah, that was pretty neat. Why didn't Ezra have blue hair? Does Ezra have blue hair? I don't think he does. Ezra Bridger, doesn't he have black hair? Or am I completely misremembering? Ezra Bridger. I guess he kind of has like super dark blue hair. Actually, huh. Like I'm looking here and like if you look at like this image, the hair is black. This one, the hair is black. This one, the hair is black. But then this one, when it's a longer hair, it's blue. So I'm assuming maybe he dyed the hair because this one he obviously has blue hair. But as soon as the short haircut, he actually has black hair. So I'm kind of wondering if he dyed his hair or if I'm missing something. I don't know. You thought Thrawn felt off? I mean, I thought it was like the more times I've watched Thrawn now, the clips, I think he's just perfect. I'll agree with you, Moritz, that like the first very second I saw him, I thought it was weird. I couldn't really explain why. Maybe it was because just getting used to seeing him live action. But then the more I listened to his lines, his delivery, demeanor, I just thought it was perfect. So I can understand a little bit about it, about what you mean. What's the weather like in Sweden? It's like 19 degrees or something today, so it's pretty decent weather. I can see Hyung and Balin starting up a new Jedi Order together. Highly doubt it. First of all, I mean, I don't think Balin's gonna survive. Secondly, I don't. I mean, he doesn't seem to be interested in the Jedi Order at all. So I highly doubt it. His hair is black, but because of a defect in animation, it looks really blue. Really? I didn't know that. Yeah, having the same actor for Thrawn. I mean, isn't he the only animated character that has the same actor in live action? Or am I mistaken? I don't think any other character has the same actor. Martin, that's actually a good point. The Empire fell after Thrawn and Ezra disappeared, so I mean, technically, Thrawn probably doesn't know anything. I mean, he shouldn't know. He should, like, sure, they had those dreams and whispers, so maybe the Night Sisters could feel what happened in the other galaxy. I don't know. But I do feel like he probably thinks the Empire is still alive. Maybe? And then he comes back and he's like, whoa, the Empire's gone. I don't know. Oh yeah, you're right. Hyung has the same actor. Well, I mean, droids kind of don't count because they're just voices. But yeah, you're right. Does Bo-Katan? Does Bo-Katan have the same? I didn't realize that actually. I didn't know that. Kate, no, what's her name? Katie Sackhoff, something like that. I didn't realize she played the voice in Rebels and Clone Wars too. He probably doesn't know that the Emperor is dead. I mean, now I'm assuming like off screen, Morgan Elspeth probably caught him up on what's going on in the galaxy, which should temper his plans. I mean, I feel like if he's been waiting there for 10 years, he probably thinks he's just returning to a functioning empire, but not, which means you don't need a big army. You just need to basically come back and be like, "What's up, guys? I'm back." But now he's gonna come back to a galaxy like controlled by the New Republic instead. So yeah, I'm quite curious how they're gonna handle that. They should at least have a mention to it. Have him mention. Oh yeah, Ryder Asari too. That's a good point. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the crab people either, if I'm gonna be honest. Okay, look at how many galaxies in Star Wars. I don't think we know that. I mean, just like in our universe, I'm sure there's a lot of galaxies, and that's just two that we know are connected. But there's probably way more galaxies out there. Unless the Night Sisters could tell him through their visions. Yeah, maybe. I don't know how much he knows about what's going on in the other galaxy, to be honest. Yeah, I wasn't like the Night Sisters were communicating with Morgan, that's true. But I don't know if Morgan could talk back because when the Night Sisters, when they met, they asked her like, "Oh, you heard us in your dreams," kind of. So it kind of to me sounded like a one-way communication where they basically tried to use their Night Sister magic to get the message over to Morgan Elspeth, but she didn't communicate back like, "Oh, I'm coming. I'm on my way. Right, I'm building this hyperspace ring." Um, so it feels like it was a one-way communication. This is where the fun begins. You're very right. A lot of characters always in Star Wars, pretty much like every movie, every series, always does illogical things. But Thrawn doesn't. Thrawn just does the most logical thing always, which I really love. Like he just every decision he takes, I don't think I've ever questioned a decision he does. He actually does the logical stuff, and I love that. I have not played Starfield. I don't think Thrawn shouldn't know about the Empire's demise and Palpatine's death by the point where they arrive. But I'm assuming they're gonna tell him, and if they do, that would have been a cool thing to have this episode. To be honest, have them explain the situation. I mean, yeah, logically, she should have briefed him about Palpatine and everything, but that should have then changed his plan a little bit. It does look like he doesn't know. You're right. How has this series impacted your expectations for Filoni's live-action movie? It's definitely raised my expectations. I mean, they're building up a fantastic like backstory and everything for the movie. I don't really know if we know if there's gonna be a season 2 of Ahsoka before um, a season 2 of Ahsoka before the movie. Do we know that, or like a Mando season, or I don't know. Because otherwise, I feel like the movie is gonna take off just after what happens in the last episode of Ahsoka. But I'm thinking there's gonna be more series in between building up. I don't know if they've said anything. I'm kind of curious. I want to Google right now if we know everything that's gonna happen in between. Wait, Ahsoka season 2. Not real. Ahsoka season 2 reportedly in the works at Disney. Okay. Seems to be a few rumors at least. Dave Filoni movie. Teases what his next Star Wars movie will be about. Uh, Tricky to say, to be honest, but I would guess at least. Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau hint that their upcoming Star Wars film will feature an Avengers-style meetup on the big screen. I mean, that makes sense. You know, Mando, Boba Fett, Ahsoka, Luke, you know, all of them showing up. They're probably maybe also trying to perfect the, you know, the de-aging, the CGI face stuff. I mean, just look at Luke in season 2 of Mando to Luke in Book of Boba Fett. They're probably going to make him look even better for like Mando season 3 or whenever he shows up next. And by the time Dave Filoni's movie comes out, it's probably going to be perfect. No, it's not 100% confirmed that it's going to be about Ahsoka, but I think I do recall him saying it's at least Thrawn is going to be in there. Like he's going to be the big bad now for a while. I saw a Tesla this morning with a custom license plate. Wait, what? What does that mean, Patrick? Fuel on one? I feel like that could either mean F you Elon, like you know someone hates Elon, or it could be fuel on. Fuel on what? I don't understand. How is it Star Wars related? Am I stupid? Nocha, hello there. Filoni spelled wrong. Yeah, I doubt it. I agree, Nocha. The season as the last 3 episodes of Ahsoka have been really good. Oh, Filoni fuel. I think that's a bit of a stretch. I don't think so. I think it's either fuel on one or FU Elon, which would also be kind of funny since it's a Tesla, but who knows? What's your favorite episode so far out of the ones? A lot of Blob Snail. I'm doing very well, thanks. How are you doing? Six by far. Fair enough. I can't really decide between 4, 5, or 6 to be honest, but it's like 5 is just nostalgic with you know Hayden, and then 6 is just epic, and 4 had maybe the best story building. So I don't know, hard to say. It is a pity that there's only 2 episodes to go. I agree. Yeah, I agree. This could have been better as 12, but I mean, I always just feel like I want more. I want more. You know. Did the Ninja Turtle people have an official race name? I think so, because when you had subtitles on, they called them something. I don't remember what it was, to be honest. But yeah. Noti? Was that what it was called? Noti? Noti? I might be mistaken, but I think so. I think so far they're doing a lot better job than Secret Invasion of telling the story. The question is just because I think Secret Invasion kind of got worse the longer the longer we got into it, and then the ending was just bad in Secret Invasion. So hopefully it won't be the same here. That was the language. Okay, yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's kind of weird, Knockout, the whole episode length thing. I do think it's good though. Like that's the bad part about traditional TV, where everything has to be the same exact length. Where sometimes something feels dragged out, whereas sometimes something feels rushed. Now they can just take the time they want, and they don't have to squeeze it together or drag it out. So personally, I like that there's different lengths, even though I agree like the span of 30 to 50 minutes might be too big. Kumar, maybe. Like, I'm curious why Seb isn't in there. I mean, I'm sure he's gonna show up at some point, whether it's a Filoni movie or something. It's kind of weird that they introduce him in Mando, like showing him clearly working for the New Republic. I would have understood more if they had him like still be on that planet. I don't remember what it's called, like the new planet for his species, which is called Lasat, right? And they found a new Lasat planet. Um, it would have made sense if he just stayed there, but now they actively showed him in Mando working for the New Republic, which makes it like, why would you not call him for stuff like this? Why would you not include him and help out? He would obviously defy his orders and help out. There's no question about it. So now that I think most of the stuff is going to play out in this galaxy for the Peridia galaxy for 2 episodes, I don't think we're going to see Seb this season, to be honest. Yeah, the turtle thing is were maybe my least favorite part of the episode so far. Are the Night Sisters a different type of Night Sister compared to the original Galaxy Witches? I don't think so. I mean, they did talk about it being like thousands of years since they traveled to, the normal galaxy. So it makes sense that over the years, maybe they reproduced with like the Sabrak and stuff, and that, the species evolve a bit. I do think that these Night Sisters seemed extremely similar to, Mother Talcin or those kind of Night Sisters. They seem to be basically the exact same species. Whereas, a Night Sister like Morgan Elsbeth seems to have been crossbred or whatever you call it. Like, she seemed more human-like than a Night Sister, whereas Marin is kind of a classic Night Sister, just that she decided to go down the good side instead of, being evil. So I think it's pretty much the same species. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna use the new galaxy much now. I mean, I've got a feeling that I kind of feel like if he was stranded there for 10 years, he would already have, like, I mean, he could just be like, oh, I'm just gonna rule this galaxy instead. But it seems to be like the Peridia seems to be a bit of a wasteland, and I'm assuming he's already flown around multiple planets and tried to figure out if there's anything of value, and realized like, nah, I want to get back to my normal galaxy. So I don't think they're gonna like build entire stories maybe within this galaxy. I mean, they did talk about Skeleton Crew taking place in a different galaxy potentially, right? So I don't know. Do you think the Night Sisters will resurrect dead troopers in the main galaxy for the final order? I think they might resurrect dead troopers, or especially their own Night Sisters, which is what I think they had in all that cargo. I don't think that's going to be directly linked with the Final Order and like the Sith Eternal, but I think it would be cool if Palpatine somehow involved the Night Sisters in his work to try and survive and clone himself and gain immortality. Obviously, they haven't just reanimated Palpatine's corpse since his consciousness and everything still survived. But I do think it would be cool if they were involved somehow. And we still don't know if Project Necromancer, if that project they mentioned in Mando, if that's to resurrect Palpatine or if that's to make Snoke or something else. How many planets in Star Wars? I don't know. There's a lot of them. Yeah, I mean they did a pretty good job of like not saying that Morgan Elspeth was a Night Sister because she didn't really look like it. She had some of the aesthetics, like the robes and stuff, but then I think, I mean, obviously, I don't think anyone knew until she straight out said that her ancestors were the Night Sisters, you know? Wait, CG. Was there CG troopers in this episode? I didn't even see that at all or think about it. How likely do you think that Thrawn's troopers are all reanimated? I'm like 50-50 on that. I think it makes sense that some of them are, or at least juiced up on Night Sister magic. But whether or not, like, his entire army is just reanimated stormtroopers, maybe? How would you rank the Star Wars shows so far? It's hard. Like, out of just a film making perspective, Andor is the best one in my opinion. But out of just my enjoyment, I'd probably say like Mando season 2, Ahsoka, Andor, Mando season 1, Kenobi, Mando season 3, and then Book of Boba Fett. I think. I honestly didn't notice the CGI troopers, if I'm gonna be honest. Do you think they will introduce a new intergalactic empire from this new galaxy? There will be some other regime in this galaxy as well. I don't think they're gonna focus in this show. I think that's too big, and I also feel like Thrawn. I mean, he doesn't seem to have been involved with any other imperial like empire in that galaxy either. He seems to just stuck to his own thing. So I mean, if like for instance this skeleton crew ends up spending way more time in this galaxy, then maybe yeah they'll introduce some empire of sort or whatever there's gonna be in that galaxy. But in Ahsoka, I think they're gonna focus on just Peridia and the empire as we know it and Thrawn and such. Is Star Wars Eclipse still in development hell? It's been a while since we had any update on it, Kumar, so I would guess probably yes. Do you think there's an Earth in the second galaxy? I don't even know if there's an Earth in the first galaxy. There's probably a planet with very similar flora or whatever you call it as Earth, but it's probably not called Earth. I kind of think in my opinion, I feel like they've really nailed the lightsaber fights in Ahsoka so far. It's probably the best lightsaber fights of all Disney stuff. But that's just my opinion. I'm just reading some comments on my videos I uploaded today. Some interesting theories there about how the kyber crystals used in the Final Order fleet might be from Peridia. Not sure where the kyber crystal theory comes from though, or what it's based on. Yeah, I think Eclipse is way out. Like it's gonna be like you said, probably next gen consoles. Did you make a video a while back about how Star Wars can't quite figure out how to represent how big planets are? I think I did. It was probably a while ago, but I know it's a topic I've talked about a lot before. How, in like on Earth, for instance, there's like every tip every different type of biome, countries, what the hell is it called? It's called a what the hell? I can't remember the English word. World, Europe, Africa, North America. It's called a världsdel in Swedish, but I do not remember the English word. Am I that stupid? There's entire continents. That's the word I'm looking for. Yes, continents. There's continents, but in Star Wars, it feels like, okay, this entire planet is sand. This entire planet is snow. And if you have a blockade on a planet, you have like 3 ships, and that's a blockade. And there's always one city. If you control that city, you control the entire planet. It feels like the planets are 1,000 times smaller than Earth is. On the other hand, we have Coruscant that they say, I don't know how many, I think it's trillions of people living there. Like we're talking like 1 million more than on Earth. So that's obviously a huge planet. But yeah, the planets are always one biome, one city, like one important location. It's weird how planets are. Yeah. And it's always like when they arrive to a planet, they instantly find the one important location that they're coming to. But I think blockades is probably still the stupidest thing in Star Wars. Like, just go around the planet, or what, anything like that. Yeah, Star Wars planets definitely seem to have one continent for sure. Yeah, it would definitely, from a storytelling perspective, it makes sense. Here's a sand planet, here's a snow planet, instead of having here's a planet with every biome, here's another planet with every biome. It would be kind of boring, wouldn't it? So from a storytelling perspective, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah, the whole yeah, you're right. The only blockade that actually makes sense is the shield gate on Scarif. I feel like most planets IRL have one biome. I mean, no, or doesn't like Mars have a North Pole and an Ice Pole too? Yes, and the entire planet is pretty much red. But I think every planet that has life or water will have different biomes, like Earth does. So the way Eckhart sees it, that you can only exit hyperspace from fixed hyperspace lanes, so you only need to blockade the exits. That's a fair enough thing, but if you exit that, you can still fly around the planet, can't you? It's gonna take a while, sure, but I mean, I don't know. Yeah, if Battlefront 2 was alive, I know we would have had Night Trooper skins. We would have had Ahsoka, Balin, Shin, maybe some Night Sister stuff. We would have gotten Peridia for sure. We would have gotten a shit ton of stuff, but EA's like, no, we want Battlefield. And today I saw that they added Criterion. So there's like 4 or 5 studios working on fucking Battlefield right now. Or expansive Battlefield experience. Like, yeah, imagine if you put that kind of effort into Battlefront. You would have tens of millions of active players right now. Fucking stupid. It's unbelievable. I don't know what the brainjacks over at EA are honestly thinking. Do you think we've gotten all the big cameos? I kind of feel like that. I don't know. I mean, again, they could be like, Seb or something could potentially show up, but other than that, I feel like we've gotten most of them. Do you think anyone will die at the end of the season? I think there's a chance that Balin and Shin might die, or maybe only Balin. Um, that's the only one I can think of. I know, right? They killed Battlefield 5 on its peak. They killed Battlefront 2 at its peak. And I bet once Battlefield 2042 is at its peak, they're gonna kill that too. I mean, I was checking Steam charts the other day, and Battlefield 5 still has more players than Battlefield 2042. Yet they're still working on that game and putting out new content. It's just so stupid. Uh, Hard to say, Kumar. Probably not. I mean, sure, it was Cad Bane. I love that, but as an entire episode, it's probably not my favorite. Kanan Force Ghost, not completely unlikely either. Nice to see that my clips are doing pretty good today, actually. Let's hope they keep it up. I know Battlefront 2 would have been just. I mean, I remember Dennis told me like every time something new released, even if it was something that wasn't like when Solo came out, when the Rise of Skywalker came out, when I don't know when did Mando like whenever every some time some Star Wars content came out when Battlefront 2 was alive, there would be a huge influx of players, even when there wasn't any content drop. Just imagine like an Ahsoka drop in like oh man, it just baffles me how fucking stupid EA are. It's insane to be honest. I do know the book called Star Wars Death Troopers. I remember, isn't there even like a 30-second trailer for it or something? But I haven't read it. Yeah, Battlefront 3, Force Unleashed 3. You know, it's always the third game. Portal 3, Half-Life 3. Good night, Martin. I'm probably gonna head to bed any minute now too. Your recent videos and shorts have been really good, by the way. Thank you, Noha. I really appreciate it. I don't know like how much people who watch this channel that also watch my second channel, but I would highly recommend if you want to hear like always my thoughts on new Star Wars news and things, head over to that channel. But thank you, Noha. I'm glad you like the content. My recent videos on this channel are actually doing pretty okay, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, you know, there's not really any Star Wars gaming news to talk about, but I'm still getting like 10 to 20,000 views per video, which I'm not unhappy with necessarily. And my recent Battlefront 3 video it's not doing that bad. It's 17,000 views and it's still counting. So I'm gonna try to like make maybe weekly or bi-weekly videos here. Just like I'm actually gonna make a video basically just called why you should buy Battlefront 2 in 2023. And the reason for that is that, I mean, I know you guys know the game is good, but surprisingly, I still get comments on my videos saying, oh, I was thinking about buying the game. Are the servers still up? Are there any players? Is it worth getting? So I figured that could be a fun video for that I think obviously would help people out who don't have the game, but might also be fun to some degree to watch for someone who still has the game or already has the game or play the game, if that makes sense. So I think I'm going to do a video like that. But obviously every Wednesday especially, but other than that, like my main focus is pushing out clips because they do pretty well. Glad to hear, Patrick. I mean, considering I can find games pretty well on PC, I would imagine that both PlayStation and console or PlayStation and Xbox are doing at least as well. I mean, the only numbers we've ever had on the console to PC split is actually from Battlefront 1, where PC was only 10% of the player base. I have no idea if it's the same on Battlefront 2, but I would at least guess that PC is the smaller play base, meaning that whenever PC is like whenever you can find games on PC, you should also be able to find it on Xbox and PlayStation, I think. It's only €5 in GameStop. That's a pretty good deal. Tebow, hello there. I wonder how much it is on like Steam and stuff now. Steam. Let's see. I don't have it on my. I don't think I have it on my library unless it like links to Origin. Store. I'm assuming it shouldn't be more than like $30 right now. Oh, it's only $10. Man, that's a killer deal. Is that on a sale or is that just like... Ugh, why do I have to fill in this every freaking time when I'm logged in? It's so stupid. Oh, it's actually on a sale right now. So, the sale ends on September 25th. So I should probably try to get that video out this week. Oh, that's a Celebration Edition even. They probably only sell the Celebration Edition, do they? Oh, and it's included with EA Play. But yeah, do they not have the Standard Edition too? Otherwise, I should probably... Now I'm kind of stressed. I wasn't planning to make the video that soon, but I probably should make the video pretty soon, considering it's, yeah, €10. That's a pretty damn good deal, if you ask me. I might take a screenshot of that just to save it down. Hey, Ewok Hunt season indeed. Halloween. Crossplay would have been very nice indeed. Are you gonna get Star Wars Hunters when it releases? I will. Yeah, I'm definitely when it's out on the Switch. I will give it a go. Sure. What did you think of Thrawn? Excellent. His demeanor, his acting, his like delivery of the lines. I really liked it. Will you do an Ewok Hunt stream for Halloween? I could try. We'll see if we find some servers. That could be fun. I don't really know when Halloween is. I think it's like October, right? If I'm not mistaken. But yeah, definitely something that would be fun to try out. But yeah, guys, I think that's going to be a wrap for this Ahsoka discussion. As always, I really appreciate having these discussions with you all. It's way more fun than just sitting at myself coming up with theories. But yeah, next week I'll be back with another one. This weekend I'm not going away for 4 days, so I might be able to squeeze in a little Battlefront 2 stream in between. We shall see. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna try to get that Battlefront 2 video out, and also obviously more Ahsoka clips too. But yeah, episode 7 and 8 are gonna be killer episodes, I'm sure. I hope so. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching, as always. Hope you have a great week. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.
Ever hear the tragedy of Darth Vader's wife?
No, I thought not. I thought not.
Ever hear the tragedy of Master Windu?
No, I thought not. I thought not.
Do it. Do it.